How's everybody doing? No, we're couldn't be more excited about the class we have coming in. It's nice to finally be able to talk about them. Been guys that, like I said, we've targeted from day one, and so to get it in year one, the to hit a home run with the type of people, the type of character, the type of talent that these three guys bring. They're all different, they're all unique, but they're all special, and they're all what we want to build this program on. So, like I said, couldn't be more excited. Staff did an unbelievable job. And there's a ton of people, not to get on a rant, but a ton of people that helped. Obviously when you are able to sign three home runs like we were, especially, three being local, there's a lot kind of on the table. And our administration, starting with, Mark and Julie, did an unbelievable job. I mean, they're always present, always ready, always willing to talk, and that goes such a long way with families. Then you just got people in the department: Peyton Owens, Jeff Kaiser, Savannah Townsend, Quincy Lewis, Kyle Quigliana, Tom Leeper, Everett Knowles. All those people help. When you get somebody on a visit, like I said, it's everybody's job to do it. And then down the line, you got Deanne Browson, Brady Bursch, Joe Larson, Michelle does a great job with us. Sean in facilities, who's helped me personally, but just gets everything looking right, which is huge. Phil Lyric and Lori and Ober, who do stuff with us with our gears. It's unbelievable. The stuff that goes into play to getting a kid. I know it's not just me, but everybody that I mentioned plays a huge role, and I just want to make sure that they understand we thank them, and we definitely couldn't have got it done without their help. So, with that being said, we'd love to answer questions about our class or about the upcoming tournament.
Ben, can you just talk about just the local angle and obviously when you were hired, that was one of the main priorities for you to recruit Minnesota?
Yeah, it's always important. I don't care what school you're at. You want to do a good job with the local talent that fits and that's right. At the same time, we still recruit nationally, and we're still going to add pieces to this team. It's not just going to be all Minnesota guys. We got to recruit and spread our brand nationally. But to be able to get the three guys that were right was huge for us, and it all starts with Braden. Braden was the first guy that was 2 feet in, that committed to me and our staff and our program. And, we don't take that lightly, but he got the ball rolling, and it takes one guy to do it. And then, it trickled down, and with Josh and Pharrell to come in behind him, like I said, could be more excited. I think our fan base will see it once these guys get to campus. But they're the right type of guys to get this thing going.
We got hired in March. We talk about recruiting is relationships. How much did you have to kind of build quickly
Yeah.
with these guys that you would have otherwise been recruiting for years?
Yeah. No, a lot, because I didn't recruit these guys at Xavier. And so you got to build the trust and the relationship quickly, and then they got to feel your vision quickly. And like I said, thankfully they did, and they were willing to be open to us. I think that was also key, is they didn't have to, and they came in and they asked the questions, and they met with my staff, and they did their homework. But they were willing to hear us out, and I think that was the biggest thing for us, because sometimes you get in a situation and it might be too late, and they don't even want to hear you. But these guys, I think, because they love this place, and they knew a little bit about me, were willing to give us a crack. And then once we did, we just went full steam ahead. But again, I think that it always starts with one, and luckily, you get Braden in the mix, and he's like, he's such a connector. Everybody likes Braden because he's a great kid. And when you get somebody that's like that everybody likes, he's able to touch other guys, and he's able to spread the word. And all of a sudden, if it's cool for Braden, why isn't it cool for somebody else? But at the same time, I knew Josh had heavy interest early. I knew Pharrell. We just, again, had to do our homework, and had to do our job, and make this place feel special to all three of those guys independently.
Ben, how much has recruiting changed? How much more sophisticated
first time you were around recruiting and had success with guys like Coffee and
Yeah.
Stanley?
It's changed. I don't know as much from a mirror. It's changed for sure. I don't know if it's like a huge change, but I think like anything, it changes with the times. Now it's NIL. Before it was cost of attendance. You could sell that. Now there's conference realignment, so you're gonna have to figure a way to flip and sign that every program. But I think that's the fun part of it. Is that you just try to find different angles to sell Minnesota. How can we put ourselves in an advantage to get a kid? What are unique things that we can do as a separator? And I just think you just got to always be willing to look at that and be creative and think outside the box and sell your programs, sell your city, sell your state. And our staff did that.
I know on a day you're going to recruit nationally, but on a day when both you and Lindsay are signing classes, all 7 players are Minnesotans,
Yeah.
and that's got to be kind of exciting for fans in this state.
It is, and I hope it is. She did an unbelievable job. She got the class that I know she wanted because we've talked. So I'm excited for her. And then from our standpoint, it is exciting, because it goes along with kind of the Jameson battles and the Parker Fox and the Sean Sutherland's, the guy that we got kind of on the first quick swing, and it helps build that brand. Because again, I think like anything, when you're trying to sell something, especially early, it always helps to have early buy-in, and then when you get that early buy-in, they become the voice. And the head coach, myself, I got to do my job in recruiting. My assistants obviously have to do their job, but sometimes your best recruiters are the guys you got in your locker room. And now when you got strength in numbers in terms of you're trying to get local stuff done, you got local kids in that locker room selling the brand, that always helps. And so to get it and get the ball rolling early with these 3 guys that hopefully will impact future classes is very important.
I know Pharrell, size-wise, and you probably wish you had him on the team now. Does he remind you of Daniel a little bit? And you talked about here that you could see him playing as a freshman.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's going to put himself in position physically. Now, I don't know, don't quote me. I'm not saying he's going to start or he's going to get, 20 minutes a game, but physically, he's going to put himself in position to have a chance. And I think sometimes with young guys, that's half the battle is can you physically stand up to, playing against, 20 to 22-year-olds. Not to compare him to this guy that I'm about to say. So I'm not saying that, but he's more like Chris Webber than Daniel. He's got that body, that length. I mean, he's going to come in, and I would be shocked if, the day we start official practice, he's not legit strong 240. But he's just got that, the big hands, the long arms. He's got just a strong lower body. It's just a little bit more powerful. But he has Daniel's skill. And that was, to me, the separator is, you get a guy with that strength, natural strength, that physicality, and now he can also do stuff on the perimeter. He can pick a pop. He can handle it. He can pass. Unbelievable kid. Wants to learn. I just think, I'm sky is really the limit for that young man. And, same thing with the other 2 guys. I mean, they're kids that love to play. And every time I talked to Braden was in the gym. Every time I talked to Josh, he was leaving a workout or in the gym. Every time I talked to Pharrell, it was either in the weight room or working out. And when you talk to him as much as we did, and that's the constant theme, that makes you excited as a coach. Like those are the guys you want because it's true that they love it and they breathe it, and those are guys that you can win with.
With Pharrell, you mentioned how inquisitive he was. His parents are nurses. He's got an interest in science. How was that inquisitiveness that you saw?
Yeah. No, he's smart. Asks a lot of questions, asks good questions. Takes his time. He did his due diligence. He's a thinker. He's just he's a mature kid. All these guys are. You talk to Braden, and his mom Holly did a great job. I mean, Braden is a baby grown man. I know he's not like 25, but like he's not your typical high school kid. He has that. He's wise. He's smart. And I think you see that in his game. Like he has a great IQ, great feel. But that's how he is off the court. He gets it. And same thing with Josh. Josh is a battler. Josh has a big heart, and because of that, he's got a big heart on the court, and he cares, and he's emotional in a good way, but it's because he cares. And so that's the part in the process of recruiting that we really try to you get to know the kid, because I think if you get to know them, they tell you who they are on and off the floor, and it's a lot easier to coach them when you know who they are.
Do you pay much attention? I mean, fans I know get into 3-star, 4-star, 5-star recruits. What's your philosophy on how those rating systems are, what you're looking for?
Yeah. I'll be honest, I'll probably get killed for this. I don't care. You know, you have to have a certain level of talent. That's the bare minimum, and historically those 5-star guys, yeah, they're more talented. To me, it's all about, do they help you win? Is there something that translates that is conducive to winning? That's far more important than a star. It's great. You can have all the stars you want and win signing day, but then once they get to campus, if they can't help you win, it doesn't matter. And so to me, that's what it's about. And, great. If you can get the combination of a 5-star that can also help you win and is about the right stuff, yeah, you take those all day. And I'm not saying we're not going to try and get those guys. Well, 100%. But at the same time, it's got to make sense. And it's got to have something that helps you win, and that, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. And I'm sure you guys, you wouldn't want to have a team out there full of 5-stars, but then you watch them, you're like, Jesus, what is this? So yeah, it's the talent has to be there. That's bar none. But then what do they do that helps you be competitive and helps you win?
You play Western Kentucky next, obviously jump up in competition, but at the same time, you guys competed well. Came back. I mean, obviously the young Kissy was coming back. You
Yep.
took him off, but now you're going away from home. Can you talk about just the matchup and how that'll?
Yeah. I think we're going to learn a lot, and we're going to be able to take a lot from the Kansas City game. I think looking back on it and watching, I really liked how it played out. We were able to get a lead and build a lead, and then, they came back, but we didn't fold. And I think that's huge, because we've been on these guys all year so far about just, you have to be resilient. And I talk to them all the time, like, there's peaks and valleys. If you don't think there is, you're kidding yourself. And we try to create chaos in practice and adversity in practice. And I tell them, sometimes there'll be drills that are at a crazy disadvantage, but it's for moments like that, because at the end of the day, you have to win games like that. Like, you have to know that, like, adversity's coming, and what are you made of? And I think our guys responded, and that's huge. And so they need to take confidence from that. Obviously, I'm not saying I want every lead to be shrunk and it have to be a 1-possession game, but they have to know that in college basketball, adversity is going to hit, and what are you made of? So Western Kentucky brings a whole different challenge. Very talented team. Coach does a great job. They play hard. They got athletes. It's going to be a test. But I think the physicality of last night will help us. The rebounding will help us. The 50-50 balls will help us. The attention to detail will help us, because we're definitely going to need all that Friday if we want to be competitive.
The size difference jumps up too.
Yep.
I mean, I know that he's probably not going to play 40 minutes, but they have the kid that's 7'5".
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you use Jameson battling their center for the MKC. Do you see, trying to, like, by committee, trying to defend some of these big guys?
Yeah, well, we won't get too far from what we do. I think what we do is effective when we do it hard and we do it aggressive and we do it right. Obviously there'll be different game planning for each game, so we'll take that into a whole. But I kind of look at it at the same time. They got to guard him, and they got to guard us, and they got to play away from the rim. And so, yeah, I think that's something we'll address through scouting and through prep. But I think our guys' mindset is right now, where it doesn't matter. They'll go find a way to get it right.
Then I wanted one more recruiting question. You got 3 in this class in the early window. You got the spring recruiting. You have 8 seniors. Uncertainty on who can come back or who will come back
Yep.
with eligibility due to COVID. Do you have an idea of how many guys you'll look for in the spring and what mix of transfers and
Yeah.
high school kids that'll be?
We'll obviously definitely look for stuff in the spring. Right now, as of like how many and are we going portal? Are we going high school? I think that's a little bit to be determined. You know, I think every school is definitely going to look at the portal again. It's got to be the right one, the right mix with anything. But you know, recruiting now, it's 365. So yeah, you'll keep tabs on high school kids when time is right and the portal gets released. You'll keep tabs on all those names, international, regular, just everything. And then we'll just figure out, okay, you know, with the guys we got coming back, you know, we got a couple guys that are hurt with them coming back. All right, what does our roster look like? And, you know, what do we need to add to it? But, you know, we'll be aggressive and we'll be active in the spring for sure to add depth and talent and the right pieces. And also be able to do it. You know, you got to be smart because you also want to, you don't want it to impact other classes too at the same time. But, you know, we want to keep improving every year.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks, guys.